Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Sports Zone, a sports show where we collaborated all our other sports shows into one big show. We have Towing the Rubber, we have The Blitz, we have Buzzer Beater, our new show. It's a
new segment,
kind of a new show all put into one. But I'm Brody Kosira, joined by
Johnny Clumpy,
and Vincent and Luke.
And we have others in the studio who will also be on the show. We have Luke Powers, and we have Henry, and we have Devon over there on the podium right now, as he will be our first segment. He has his MLB's top 10 biggest moves so far in the offseason. So, Devon, get us started.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start off with our MLB stuff since that's the season that's not active right now. So we're just going to go through it kind of quick. We haven't talked about the offseason really at all. So I made a list. I'm probably missing people, but I made a quick list of top 10 moves in my opinion. So, and I want to see, they have not seen this at all, and I just want to get their reactions. At number 10, I have Brandon Lau going to the Pirates.
I mean, it's good. I mean,
it's like Brandon Lau's good, but like it's the Pirates, so I don't really care.
Okay.
I'm not moved.
I mean, I just thought
it doesn't move.
It's a fair reaction because the Pirates are just not.
Well, overall, what the Pirates have done is something like they got the password. I can't even say his real name because it's so hard to say. They got
his name's John Stinking Garcia or something.
And then they also got Ryan O'Hearn. So like their Pirates are doing something with their offense with schemes and stuff.
For the first time.
Number 9, I got the only player from the MPB that is on this list, Okamoto to the Blue Jays.
I mean, yeah, it's a good move because like after the recent run, I mean he
got paid the most, so that I'm viewing it as like he's the most ready for MLB based on what teams were willing to give them money. Right. Between Amaya and Munetaka, they weren't given sure contracts. Number 8, I got a trade for Red Sox get Sonny Gray from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like Sonny Gray is just too old. I just don't think like he should honestly be up there.
Well, it adds a 1-2 punch with Garrett Crochet, and it gives like an old, experienced, good veteran for Garrett Crochet to continue to learn under. Obviously, Garrett Crochet is really good, but obviously any older veteran with experience who's also good can be huge to help his development and make him even better. Maybe this year he'll lap Skubal and take the Cy Young from him. Unless he's on the Dodgers.
He's a solid pitcher, too. He'll eat innings, and he'll put up a 3.50 ERA all season long. He's consistent, at least.
I mean, he gets strikeouts and stuff. Like, that's something needed. Number 7, I got Angels pitcher, Grayson Rodriguez. Yeah, you thought I was going to say Alek Manoah. No, Grayson Rodriguez. That, I think, is...
You said Alek Manoah. Yeah, Johnny would walk out.
No, but what do you think of the trade? Like the Orioles got Taylor Ward for it, but we're talking about the Angels side of the deal.
It's a weird move for the Orioles, and like didn't make any sense on their front. I respect the Angels for going and getting Grayson Rodriguez, but
they have bigger problems.
But like the Orioles have no pitching to begin with, and then you go get rid of one of your 2 good pitchers. One of your 2 okay pitchers.
So you got Shane Baz, who's not. I thought about putting on the list when the Orioles getting Shane Baz, but he's slightly off this. So
he was number 11. Honorable.
Yeah, honorable mention. Number 6, I got, because this is the only relief pitcher, but since he's a relief pitcher, obviously less impact. Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers.
Should be high.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought because it's a relief pitcher. Not as 70 innings of impact.
There's a re-sign on here that's like 1.
Oh God.
It's not the one you think though. It's not the re-signing you think that's number 1. It's not the re-signing you think. Number 5, Dylan Cease to the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's trash, so.
He innings, strikeouts.
He eats innings and gets strikeouts, but he also allows a lot of runs. He's, I think, one of the more overrated pitchers in Major League Baseball because he still gets talked about like he's his 3rd place in Cy Young voting self or 2nd place or whatever he got, but he really hasn't been that outside of the 1 year. I know his underlying numbers say that he can be, but when all you have is underlying numbers and it's not translating, he's not trash. He's a good pitcher. Obviously, he gets strikeouts, and he should be on this list, but I think he's a little overvalued just because of everyone's been oohing and eyeing over his StatCast numbers, which are good, but when your ERA is always over 4, I don't know, like, his value, I think, was just overvalued for what actually happens on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's pretty good.
He's so far as of today has the biggest contract signed this offseason.
Yeah, and that's like,
so.
I don't think.
Okay. Well, it's 5. I didn't put him.
He shouldn't be above Edwin Diaz.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, but since we're talking,
I don't like Duncease that much.
Honorable mentions. I really like the Tyler Rogers for the Blue Jays. I thought about putting him on here, but I thought you guys might get too mad if I put a non-closer on this list.
Yeah.
So
that's a solid signing for them. I'm not a big fan of Duncease personally.
Number 4, Pete Alonso to the Orioles.
I mean, could have been a little higher.
I feel like it should be higher.
Well,
because I know
2 names. There's one that you know is on here. There's one because of bias, and then there's probably a name you're not thinking
One
of.
because of bias.
There's probably one you're not thinking
You
of.
just said that was. Oh wait, that's 4.
I think it's Pete Alonso's. I mean, it's
So yes, Alonso probably should be 3rd, but I'm putting Cubs biased in as well.
There's Kyle Schwarber, Edward Cabrera, and then a move I'm not remembering.
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
All
right, number 3, Edward Cabrera to the Chicago Cubs.
Should be
I
4.
think this should be 4, but I don't care. I like Edward Cabrera.
It should definitely be 4 because the Cubs should have done this in July.
Yeah.
When they went all in and traded for Kyle Tucker, and then at the deadline didn't continue to go all in because they wanted to build for 2032, but they still just traded for a guy that they could have traded for at the deadline that would have actually helped the playoff push and probably would have been the difference maker in the Brewers series if we had another good pitcher after Cade Horton went down with injury.
And I'll let you guys comment. By the way, the asking price for the trade deadline was Casey, and we still ended up giving up Casey.
Yeah.
So, but do you guys got a reaction to that?
Really saved for 2032 with this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just starting pitcher. They needed a starter. They got one. There's nothing really to say about it.
They need an upper, like they need a higher tier starter.
They have 5 starters who are all going to have a 3.5 ERA. It's going to be
No, I could see Edward going sub 3. I could see a sub 3 from Edward.
Especially at Wrigley, he probably could. But this is a conversation for when we are more Cubs oriented.
Yeah. All right, Vincent, you got any quick notes on him?
I'm not mad at all about losing Casey for Cabrera. I mean, I know some people probably are, but I just don't think Casey would have been all that much of a factor this next year anyway. So I'm happy with Cabrera.
Let's go put Moises in right field instead of Seiya.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's move on to number 2.
Number 2
Always one.
is Kyle Schwarber to Phillies.
I don't know.
I think that's real. Like, unless you can think of the number 1 guy. But I think 2 is where Kyle Schwarber goes.
Like Alonso's better.
No, he's not. Pete Alonso is not better.
Cabrera's better.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
This is where it should be. Good job by the Phillies re-signing him to like extend the championship window a little bit to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Put it that way. It's hanging on by a thin thread.
It is a thin thread. But do you guys have any recollection
I'm
of
just
who's number
forgetting.
1?
You said it's a re-signing, right? Kyle Tucker. Back to the Cubs.
Yeah.
It just got announced and we missed it.
Mariners. It was the first move of the offseason. That's probably why you're not thinking of it. Josh Naylor. I put that number 1. He was good with the Diamondbacks. He was good with the Mariners. He was just a great clubhouse guy, it feels.
They should be below Alonso.
It should be.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think Schwarber should be first. Then,
I
because
think
if they're
Naylor
gonna
had,
put
what,
that
20 to
first.
30 stolen bases as well?
Yeah,
Like,
that's great, but like, I don't think he's better than Schwarber on this list.
Yeah, no.
I just think for the team, because the Phillies, I think their window's starting to close. The Mariners is starting to open as well.
I always see it as like
Astros
a.
fan saying no.
Because it always happens. Like they always have an open window and then.
No, they don't.
It is
Yeah, they do. It
opening
happens.
now.
It always
They've had
happens.
one open window.
2021.
2. They've had
Yeah.
one open window. That was it.
I just don't see it.
Well, I
also
think
see the Athletics.
I ranked Naylor 1 because I think it is the start of the window for the Mariners and the closing of the Phillies. They're just trying to save it a little. They're going to have Mad Bryce Harper. I don't know if you saw his, like, I think it was Instagram post or something, but he was wearing a sweatshirt that said, like, whatever the owner or whoever or the manager said. It said, like, not prime or something. Like it's not the best anymore. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like
MLB owner, like
the Phillies owner,
Oh,
the Phillies owner, or the Phillies general manager
I'm gonna assume
made a
Rob
comment.
Thompson did not say Bryce Harper.
I think it was GM. I think it was the GM.
All right, well,
It doesn't seem very Rob.
And
Thompson.
they like said that Bryce Harper's not prime anymore, and he was wearing a
Not
sweatshirt.
in his prime.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go. Super.
well, that was Devin.
or superstar or something. I don't know.
That was Devin's top 10 MLB biggest moves so far in the offseason. It's only been about 2 months, so well, there's definitely gonna be more to come.
There's a big name, Kyle Tucker, back to the Cubs, hopefully.
Hopefully not. Hopefully back to the Astros.
Ooh.
But after our little break, we will be back with Buzzer Beater with me and Johnny. And welcome back to Sports Zone. I am one of your hosts, Federico Sierra, joined by Johnny Clumpy, and this is our new segment, Buzzer Beater. We're going to give you everything to know about NBA and NCAA, because NCAA basketball, if you didn't know what NBA was, it's National Basketball Association. But we've missed a lot, especially college basketball-wise.
This whole season for both.
Yeah, basically.
Both sports.
We're almost into the All-Star break for the NBA, and we're about 2 months away from March Madness. So
Conference play
yeah.
really started. Now teams are getting into like 2 games a week against conference opponents.
Yeah,
so
so
now we get a lot of fun interconference ranked matchups. They're more consistent than just the Saturday night shootout that's being played at MSG. You'll have a Wednesday night where there's 3 top 10 games on at once.
and then you got
fun.
IU beating Purdue every other night.
Okay. Sure. I mean,
But
he's doing so.
I have no room to talk, but first we're going to start off with NBA. The biggest blockbuster move so far this year. Obviously isn't as good as last year when everyone saw at 2 in the morning. Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers, but now
His former trade partner, kind of, they were traded for each other at the draft.
Yeah, but Trae Young was traded to the Washington Wizards. He wanted to go to a playoff team, but he got to the Wizards. So he did specify he did like the Wizards and wanted to go there. So he's going to be teamed up with Jordan Poole.
Alex Sarr.
Probably. Yeah, I mean,
Isn't Jordan Poole?
No, he's on. Nope, never mind. Jordan Poole is not on the Wizards. Yeah, Jordan Poole's on the Pelicans now with Zion.
It's like,
You never know where Jordan Poole has gone ever since the Warriors, but that was a bad day. But Trae Young, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the Hawks are kind of committing to something. CJ McCollum's an expiring salary. Obviously, they're not planning on keeping him for the long term. Corey Kispert's a fine wing, and they have a lot of wings with Ricochet, Johnson. I'm forgetting one. Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
Are all they have a lot of good wings, a lot of defensive wings, but Jalen Johnson's been a little bit of both. And Ricochet is still growing into the player he's going to be as the former first overall pick. And then Corey Kispert, but it gives them more of an offensive punch at the wing position. Obviously, they lose the biggest playmaker this franchise has ever had from getting his teammates open with losing Trae Young. But the Hawks are committing. Finally, they're kind of getting out of mediocrity. This will kind of tank this year, but then allow them to get another high overall pick where they can start building from scratch again instead of committing with Trae Young's contract. The Wizards, it feels kind of weird for them. Obviously, Trae Young requested to go there, so maybe they think they can work something out. I mean, I think Trae Young will help Alex Sarr's development, which would be huge if they want him to continue to grow. Because he's shown flashes, but it's sometimes, like, it's not leading to winning basketball. Like, even when he's on the floor in a win, his plus-minus will be high, like, low in the negatives. So, but I think Trae Young giving Alex Sarr a great passer will help him around the rim definitely and create more opportunity for Alex Sarr. So on the Wizards front, I think it's big for the development of players. I don't know how much it changes the competing level of the Washington Wizards because Trae Young isn't like he's a floor raiser, but definitely not a ceiling raiser. So this team doesn't get like substantially better.
Yeah, we saw the Hawks. They made a move for Porzingis in the offseason from the Celtics, but obviously didn't affect the Celtics. They're still number 2 in the East, even though they've lost their superstar, lost Porzingis, lost Holiday. Who would have expected that? But let's move on to, this is a hard topic for me. The Indiana Pacers fall off has been remarkable, to say the least. 6 wins and 31 losses. Haven't won a game in about over a month.
December.
Yeah, they haven't won a game in over a month. Their head coach, Rick Carlisle,
stuck at 999 career wins.
And basically the entire team on IR. At one point in the season, I can name probably 9 players in that finals team who were on the IR all at the same time. It was terrible. Stars like Nemhard, Neesmith, Mathurin were all hurt with multiple injuries. Toppin still out. It's just been all around bad for us.
Yeah, and I mean, not that it was expected, but it wasn't expected, but definitely a drop off with the Halliburton injury because he definitely changes the complexity of this team completely. Creating so much more the pace, like their play style that teams are kind of implementing now. You've seen it with the Miami Heat, like everybody go and score for us. We're gonna have like 3 guys averaging 15.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a lot of teams in the NBA, they have like 6, 7 guys averaging 15 plus points per game, and then like one guy who's just gonna be the playmaker for the team, which is Tyrese Halliburton. And they lost the playmaker, who opens up a lot more opportunities for the rest of the team. They lose Miles Turner, a rim protector, and another shot maker.
Rim protector. I mean, on the boards, Miles Turner wasn't really known, but offensively, he was still good. Offensively, scoring, especially from 3, he could shoot a 3 really well.
Once. Shoot 1 3.
No, he was
1 3 per year.
No, that's not true. But let's move on to Spurs and Thunders. They are.
Good morning, everyone. It is Mr.
They are.
Clifford. Happy sleuthing.
The Spurs are Thunder killers. That's all I'm trying to say. Is the Spurs have dominated the Thunder all year, 3-0. No one expected that. That's basically 50% of their losses right there. And
on paper,
so basically, the Thunder are. I'm losing my words here. I'm getting talked over, but the Spurs are just dominating the Thunder.
They're ahead of schedule too.
Yeah.
The Thunder, obviously, they're going to be good. It was expected that they were not going to keep up the historic pace. But the Spurs are still ahead of schedule for the most part. Obviously, Wemby got hurt last year, so that allowed them to lose games again and jump into the lottery to get Dylan Harper. But yeah, this team is is led by 2 young guards and a third-year center. Obviously, the third-year center is already a top 10 player in the NBA, maybe top 5 with his defensive impact. He's playing on a minutes restriction. He's putting up crazy numbers. The rest of this team is surprisingly very good. Obviously, they got Cam Fox. They have the 3 guards who can win it. And then Wemby, but the Champagne brother and the rest of the other guys on this team are doing their roles really well, which is helping the Spurs compete and win these big games like in the NBA Cup, beating Thunder, they beat Thunder again. So
that team, where they
there is some breaking news in the NFL, so we're going to cut this a little bit short, but Mike McDaniel was just fired, like while we were on air. So,
everyone. If you have any questions,
guess what I called earlier this year? I called that, and I called Tua being bad, and he was dropped to QB3, so all my predictions were right. The Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. I was right about that. So, guess what? I didn't get lucky. But after that breaking news, let's head for a little bit of college basketball, just the tiniest bit.
We'll talk more about the Mike McDaniel in the NFL section.
Coming up.
we want to get out of the basketball out of the way. So
Yeah. So college basketball, if you watched it all year, there's been a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
it's been a fun year. It's
Yeah.
been an interesting year. We've missed some upsets. Like, it is a year where it's lacking upsets, kind of. But there's also a lot of, like, there are still, like, underdog stories. Like, Nebraska ball is good. That's what they're calling it. Is good for the first time, like, in my lifetime.
And it's like they're good, and they're controlled. Like they beat, what was it?
Michigan State.
And their fans stormed the court, the player, and the post-game conference. He was, we're not doing that. Like they know who they are, and they're gonna go far.
Number 10 in the country, 15-0.
Yeah.
Nebraska basketball is 15-0, which is absurd. That's kind of the biggest story. And then, like, you still got some other shockers, like on the Big Ten side of things. Iowa's good again under Ben McCollum with Bennett Sturts. Obviously, the top dogs are the top dogs. Arizona was expected, but Michigan they were a preseason top 10. Then they started off pretty poorly. They were winning games, but they were close with these middle tier teams. And then out of nowhere, they started beating every team they played by 40, whether it was the top 5 team in the country or a mid-major. They were beating them by 50 points. It's kind of absurd what Michigan's doing. One of the most dominant starts to a season ever. The talks are that they could go 36-0, but that is unlikely to play in the Big Ten. There's some other good.
You're not
schools in the
Kentucky.
Big Ten. Okay, no.
Just saying.
Iowa State, they had the dominant win at Mackey. They embarrassed Purdue at Mackey, the biggest Purdue loss at Mackey, who's still number 5 in the country. So that just shows how good Iowa State's been. The top half, like the top 10, have all been so good this year. Oh, Vanderbilt's another team that came out of nowhere, number 11 in the country at 15-0. So we have Vanderbilt and Nebraska, who are both 15-0 in basketball, which is shocking. Other than that, it's like the expected names, but there is like Georgia. Louisville's had a big year last year, but they kind of struggled since the mid of the 2010s. But now they're back in the top 25 and kind of in a staying point this year. And UCF snuck into this week's rankings, and SMU at the bottom. So, just as a ranking standpoint, like, this was the longest we had gone, I think, in maybe college basketball history without a top 25 upset. It took like 7 days into the year to finally get a top 25 upset for a team or an unranked team to beat a top 25 team. That did not happen for the first week of the season. But now we're not getting the upsets per se, but we're getting these teams that aren't usually great basketball teams coming out of nowhere, like Vanderbilt, Nebraska, and these teams are showing that they're program and here to compete for a national title.
And there's a team missing.
There's a team missing. Kentucky isn't very good.
Mark Pope, second-year coach. Honestly, first year was very. Everyone didn't really have high hopes. The first year was really good. Going to the Sweet 16, losing to Tennessee. Like, okay,
Good Tennessee team. A really good.
Oh yeah, really good team. That's great. That's a great first year, but you lost a lot. You lost. I'm blanking on this team.
I'm blanking too.
I know. Like,
you watched them play in the Sweet 16.
I did. I went to that game too. I was heartbroken. I couldn't even stay for the Purdue-Houston game, which was a really good game. I couldn't even stay for that one. I was that heartbroken. But it's still a good team. Otega Owe returned. Lamont Butler.
I'm forgetting too.
Yeah, like this team was a really good team though. They had a lot of good.
It's Kentucky, so you're gonna deal with roster turnover every year, and they've just kind of struggled with it this year. They just lost to Missouri for the first time ever at home last night. Missouri had never won at Rupp Arena, but they got their first win there last night. And then the problem, Kentucky's just losing to, like, you could say really good teams, I guess. Like, they're beating mid-tier, like, mid-major, or like good mid-majors, mid-tier Power 5 schools, but like any ranked matchup this year, you kind of don't trust them in.
Yeah, and these games aren't like blowouts either. They're like 5-point, 3-point losses. But back to the last year, Andrew Carr, you lost Jackson Robinson, Amari Williams. Like, you lost all these guys. Kobe Brea, who was one of the best shooters in the country at one point last year. You lost all these guys. So this year, like, the hopes weren't as like, oh, we're going to go to the national championship, we're going to win it. Like Mark Pope is still in like the rebuild of this Kentucky Wildcats team. So
and it's hard to build a program up. Like, this is a hard program to take over. All the expectations, like, they're getting booed at home losses now, and so. But Mark Pope knows how to handle it. He did a good job at BYU before, so you gotta trust him to get done. But on the Kentucky front, it's just like they beat St. John's, which was a good win. They beat Indiana, which was a good win. But it was like they got killed by Gonzaga. They lost a close one to UNC. They lost to Michigan State, and then they lost to Louisville. But all those are ranked losses, so this isn't a bad Kentucky team there. But for the expectation of the program, they have failed to meet the expectations of this program.
That's true, but that will most likely wrap up our segment on college basketball in general. But we're going to go to our games of the week, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Sports Zone. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Brody Kosira, joined by
Johnny Clumpy.
And
Luke
one of our
Powers.
new hosts who was in the studio before but is now here for our games of the week. It's a big week, basically, for all sports.
NBA is heating up. College basketball is getting into conference play. The college football playoff is on this week, and the NFL playoffs are starting. So it's a fun week in sports all around.
Yeah, so let's start off with our least biggest game of the week. Saturday night, Spurs-Celtics, two seeds in the conferences.
Respective conferences.
So Celtics, no one expected them to be this good, saying...
Kind of expected to be like a 7th seed this year. But Jalen Brown's done a great job, and obviously this team has talent. Like, we knew that, and they're well coached. Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
Really good coach. Jalen Brown. This made me happy because I love Jalen Brown. Like, I love watching him play. But he had been kind of questioned in the last couple of years, like, about his ability when the Celtics formed their, like, super team of sorts. Obviously, Tatum became the star, but even as a second option, it was hard to place him because he's not putting up great numbers, but it's also like he's on the team with Derek White, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and all these other guys. But now as the number one option, he's averaging nearly 30 a game, so it was fun to watch him kind of break back out and show what he can be.
Yeah, I really doubted the Celtics when they got rid of Kristaps Porzingis before the season this year, and I'm surprised they're this high in the standings.
Yeah, you can now see why Jason Tatum wants to come back this year. Like, this is still a contending team that could easily go to the finals. But other than that, who do you think is going to win this game?
I'll take the Spurs just because Wemby, like, the Celtics don't really have a true answer for Wemby. Obviously, he's on the minute restriction, but... and we talked about the Spurs and how good they've been, even ahead of schedule. These are both teams that are kind of didn't expect to be this good this year. Like
I had the Spurs being top 3 in the West, so
good for you. But like these are teams that a lot of people more expected to be in the middle tier of their respective conferences. Because even without Tatum, the Celtics are still a good team, and the Spurs had talent. We didn't know if it would fully bloom like it did, but it is, and it's this will be a fun one though. I'm going to take the Spurs.
I'll also take the Spurs. I don't think the Celtics have the big men to answer like Wemby and all the other big men the Spurs have.
Yeah, I'm like everyone else has said. I'm going to take the Spurs as well. These games are all Saturday night, so I don't think everyone's going to be able to... Not all Saturday night. Our last one will be on Friday night, but Saturday night, Johnny, I know this one you've been really...
The NFL's oldest rivalry is 1-1 this year. It's been rejuvenated with life that it hasn't had since the early 2010s, and now they get to meet in the playoffs. It's Bears, Packers, at Soldier Field, Saturday night prime time. Al Michaels is on the call, which would be more meaningful if it was 2010, but it's not. So that's not as fun because Al Michaels is sadly not at the top of his game anymore, but it is still Bears, Packers, Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. Hopefully some snow comes just to add to the environment of playoff football. Both these teams, their last win is against each other. The Packers coming on a 4-game losing streak. The Bears coming on a 2-game losing streak. The Bears, in the most recent game, the walk-off DJ Moore touchdown in overtime. The Packers, the interception in the end zone to win the first meeting. So now they get to break the tiebreaker for the playoffs. The Bears are another team ahead of schedules. We've talked about this. They were not expected to be this good. I'm a Bears fan. I expected 9 wins at best. They gave us 11 and won the division. So, but this will be a fun one on Saturday night prime time. All eyes on one of the biggest rivalries in sports, in all sports.
Luke?
Yeah. One thing is that both these teams are really injured right now. I was looking at the injury report for the Bears, and it seems like all their wide receivers are out due to injury. All the Packers defense is all out because of the injury, and it's going to be a game of second strings and backups.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons, Packers, who they got before the season, is not even playing. He's out for the year. Jordan Love, the last time the Packers played, got hurt, and
he will be back.
He will be back, so that's...
It'll be Love versus Caleb Williams, which has been fun so far when they play each other.
But the Bears' running game, obviously, my prediction, the Bears' running game has been too good this year to even stop, especially if you don't have your D tackle who's also out. You have also Micah Parsons who's out. The Packers, I think, are just too hurt. I mean, they picked up Trayvon Diggs before this game, so, I mean, there's nothing to stop this run team. It's a run-dominant team, a really good run team. Their passing game is not... I don't think their passing game has really amounted to their run game, obviously.
No, it's not. But it's still been pretty good.
It's been pretty good. Caleb Williams has obviously missed a lot of throws he should have been making. Like, if you keep watching their games, you see these throws that could really boost the momentum of this team, but he obviously misses these.
He also makes throws that 95% of the league can't make.
Okay,
so.
but you know who can? Matthew Stafford. So one of the MVP favorites. Yeah. All right. So I have the Bears actually winning this one in a tight game, but Bears are going to come out on top. What do you?
Let Luke go. I gotta figure out.
I'm gonna have to go with the Bears.
Too hurt.
Yeah, and I'm a Bears fan, and I'll support them till I die.
So I'm gonna pick the Bears. But
This wasn't obvious though.
There's no faith in the picking. I'm a Bears fan. We only experience heartbreak. We are not allowed to have fun watching sports. I have fully expected this game to go horrifically for the Bears. I don't, but by some miracle, maybe they can win. I'm not going to pick against them. It's the Chicago Bears. But it'll be a fun one. It's shaping up to be a great game with how the other two have gone.
All right, our last game is another rematch in basically Big Ten football, but this is the semifinals for the college football playoffs. One of the biggest matchups of the year for these two teams. Whoever wins this has a really good chance of winning the national championship because you're going up against Ole Miss, who doesn't really have a head coach. Their head coach left them, and you're facing Miami, who, I mean, they could be better, but I think IU, Oregon, it's a really good matchup. Two big powerhouse teams this year. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman winner, he has been phenomenal.
Cincinnati, a miracle worker.
Yeah, he wins games. Google him.
The IU football program, which is just absurd. Literally a program historically not great, and then now they're national title contenders in back-to-back seasons, really. Obviously, they didn't win it last year, but they only lost one game in the regular season, so.
In Oregon, too, they were this close last year to winning it. They lost to Ohio State. I mean, you beat Ohio State, you go up against anyone else. I feel like they would have beat them. Yeah, they would have beat anyone else other than Ohio State. But Luke, what are your thoughts?
I don't really watch college football, but I have watched the Indiana game. One of them, the game against the last game they played in the Rose Bowl in Alabama, and Indiana, they were dominating the Alabama football team. So, yeah, I think they could do this to any team.
Yeah,
any team in the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I think Alabama, that was the biggest loss in the football playoffs since, I don't know, ever for them.
Yeah. For them, yeah.
Yeah, for them.
TCU lost by 100, so that 1 year.
Yeah, but, I mean, Indiana came out on top in the regular season against Oregon. At Oregon, by the way, so by 7. it was a great game. If you watched it, you would have known it was down to the wire.
I have IU in this one.
I have IU as well. I have IU winning this one, and then ultimately national champs.
Yeah, I have IU too winning. I think they're too dominant in every category.
Well, those are our big 3 games of the week.
The weekend, really.
So, yeah, the weekend. But we will also be right back with the Blitz, the picks with Johnny, and most likely Devon and Luke. But yeah, we'll be right back.
And we are back. I'm Johnny Clumpy. The NFL playoffs are here. It's a fun time. It's a fun weekend. Used to be the Super Wildcard weekend. It's now only just the regular Wildcard weekend. We have a lot of games. We will start in the AFC in the Wildcard round. First game to be played in the AFC is the Jaguars and Bills on Sunday morning at noon. Sunday afternoon at noon. The Bills visiting Jacksonville in the playoffs for the first time since 2017. The Bills have been the mainstay in the playoffs, in the AFC playoffs for the last couple of years. Well, we're rapid firing these picks. Everybody else is in here, so I'll just be quick with it. I'm picking the Bills with the playoff experience. I trust Josh Allen a lot more than I trust Trevor Lawrence. We'll toss to Brody and Luke first.
Give me the Jaguars. Bills have no receiving core.
Okay.
I'll take the Bills because same reason as Johnny.
And then we'll go to Henry and Vincent for their picks.
I think I'm going to have to take Jacksonville on this one. Bill's just been looking a little shaky.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking with the Bills. You know, they've been in the playoffs lately. Jacksonville, like Johnny said, has not. So I'm going with the Bills. I trust Josh Allen to get it done.
Then the Sunday night game on NBC, the Patriots and Chargers. Actually, that's not true. So the Chargers have struggled in the playoffs the last couple of years. The Patriots are here for the first time with Drake May.
Drake May.
And I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one. I really want to pick Justin Herbert. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, but they have no O-line, and Drake May has been playing too good for me to pick against him. I'll start off with Vincent and Henry this time.
I'm taking the Patriots as well. Drake May was great all season, and obviously I think he's going to carry that into the playoffs. I got the Patriots easily.
I'm also taking the Patriots, pretty much just what Johnny said. I mean, they've been really solid, well, better than solid this whole season, and the Chargers, they've been a little shaky.
And then on Monday night, the Texans take on the AFC North champions Steelers, who just got sucked into the playoffs because Tyler Loop missed a field goal. So this one's easy. I don't trust the Steelers' offense enough to pick against this Texans defense, who's been one of the most dominant units of the last decade. Give me the Texans to win pretty handily. Brody and Luke, you can go first this time.
Well, I have the Texans winning this one because obviously the Steelers' offense hasn't really met to its expectations, and their defense has also not met that expectation. So give me the Texans.
I'll also be taking the Texans because of their defense.
And then Vincent and Henry.
I think it's pretty obvious. I think the Texans are going to pretty easily beat the Steelers. Steelers shouldn't even be in the playoffs, but I mean, they always go like 9-8, and I don't think they're gonna do anything with that.
Yeah, I got the Texans as well. I don't think there's much to say there. It's Texans all day.
Then we'll get the NFC wild card. The first game on Saturday on Fox. It is the Rams visiting the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have already beat the Rams this year in Carolina, so I think that's going to continue. Not. I'm going to take the Rams pretty easily in this one.
Thank you, Johnny.
And then Brody.
Well, obviously this is gonna have a little bit of bias, but the Rams' run game has been mediocre, but the pass game has just been dominant. Matthew Stafford, the MVP. I don't care what other people say, he's the MVP. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams coming back. Everyone's coming back, so give me the Rams.
I want to take the Panthers, but they just don't have the team to beat the Rams, so I'm going to have to go with the Rams.
And then over to Vincent. Henry?
I think that the Rams are gonna win, but it'll be closer than a lot of people think. I think the Panthers, they got that fiery spirit, you know. They made it in the playoffs for the first time in like 10 years, but I don't think it's gonna matter. The Rams, they got the experience, and they're gonna take it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I want the Panthers to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, yeah, Rams again.
And then we talked about earlier in our games of the week, Saturday night, Bears, Packers, at Soldier Field. Brody, Luke, and I all picked the Bears. So I'll go straight to Henry and Vincent. What do you guys think?
Come on, it's the Bears.
Yeah, it's the Bears. I mean, maybe it's biased, but they beat Green Bay already, and Green Bay is struggling with injury, so I think it's going to be pretty easy for the Bears, hopefully.
And then the last game from the NFC is Sunday afternoon, also on Fox. It is the 49ers visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. 49ers are coming in a lot better than anybody feels about the Philadelphia Eagles right now with the way their offense struggled in the regular season. Brock Purdy's been playing out of his mind outside of last week, but the previous 5 weeks before Week 18, he was playing absurdly well, so I'm going to take the 49ers to win on the road. Brody and Luke?
I mean, 49ers, no one expected them to be this good. I mean, they've dealt with so many injuries. Brandon Ayuk being wherever he is right now, no one really knows where his whereabouts are, but the Eagles' offense has just been too bad this year to even give them a chance, so give me the 49ers.
I'm also going to take the 49ers. With the Philadelphia's latest loss to the Commanders, I just don't think they have the offense or the defense to stop the 49ers.
And then over to Henry and Vincent.
You know, I think no one's giving the Eagles enough credit. I mean, they've been in the playoffs a lot. They won the Super Bowl last year, and I just think that experience. I know the 49ers have a lot of experience, but the Eagles are a team that can take it all, and I think that they're going to win.
Yeah, I got the 49ers, though, as well. Like everyone else said, pretty much, except for you, Henry. Like, the Eagles obviously haven't won the Super Bowl, but just the 49ers have been so good. I would be amazed if they lost, quite frankly.
And that'll be it for our NFL playoff picks because we'll just do the wild card round for now because the bracket is dependent on seeding, so it's kind of hard to predict the entire playoffs. But we'll be right back after this break with our Around the Region covering high school sports in Northwest Indiana. Welcome back. I am Johnny Clumpy. This is Around the Region, sponsored by Family Express, where we are going to cover some sports in Northwest Indiana. Basketball season is in full gear, and the Duneland Athletic Conference kicks off conference play this week with a lot of good matchups. All these are taking place on Friday night. We have a lot of good matchups between some very talented teams in the DAC. The first game we'll talk about is the undefeated Crown Point Bulldogs, considered to be probably a top 5 team in the state with a lot of great wins this year, taking on the Michigan City Wolves at Michigan City. Michigan City is 6-4, but they have played some tough competition, and they even just upset South Bend Riley at home a couple nights ago in a very close game. And South Bend Riley was considered another very good team in the state that Michigan City was just able to pull off the win. So they can compete with Crown Point, but Crown Point is obviously one of the most talented teams in the entire region in all of Indiana. This is a hard team to beat. They're undefeated for a reason. So this will be a very fun game to watch. Crown Point will probably end up winning. John Harrell has them winning by 17 points, but I think this game can be closer than that with how good, with the talent Michigan City plays with, and they're going to compete even as underdogs. They just proved that against South Bend Riley. And then the other game I'd like to talk about is Lake Central is visiting LaPorte. Lake Central 6-2, LaPorte's 9-2. Both these teams have very solid wins. John Harrell has Lake Central winning 56-47. But I think this game will be within probably 5 points. LaPorte has played really well this year. They've been upset a couple times, but they're still a very solid all-around team. And same goes Lake Central. They've picked up some very good wins to get here, to get to the 6-2 record before conference play starts. They're picking up full court. They're getting after teams and allowing them to kind of take control in games. That has allowed them to get to this point. So I think it'll be another close game. Then the final game, the Valparaiso Vikings are visiting the Portage Indians. Portage is 10-0. Valpo is 7-4. Valpo's played some tough competition. Portage is undefeated and a very talented team. Their competition has been not as great. They do have some good wins against Hammond Bishop Knoll and Lafayette Jeff. They've played some close ones. They are undefeated for a reason, and this should be a tight one with Valpo, as Valpo's played a lot of team basketball this year, spreading the ball around. Should be a good one on Friday night. All 3 of these games start at 7 on Friday. Pay attention, look at Max Preps, look around for the scores. Should be a good weekend in Northern Indiana basketball as conference play gets started. But that was it for the Sports Zone. I was Johnny Clumpy, joined by Luke Powers, Vincent LaFollette, Henry Sirkowski, Brody Kosiera, and Devon Alsman. And until next time, this was Sports Zone.